Recording live from somewhere. It's the world's famous TITT. It's home team in the motherfucking house.
No question.
It is Davis backwards and who? State your name, gangsta.
Philmatic 365, aka a Defiant One, man.
All right, let's do this. We are excited to be here. As always, we're sending a shout out to everybody that checks us out weekly. You can check out our past episodes on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, as well as Google Play. We're out there on Stitcher. Man, we out here, man.
The War Room Sports Podcast Network, of course.
Of course. Always got to send a shout out to the Generals. We actually were able to have a little bit of synergy. Anybody that goes back and checks out our last episode that we posted, 156, with Roy Burton back on our BS. We were elated to have him as a guest, as a co-host. So shout to him.
The Broad Street John.
Yeah, it was ill because we did that, and then days later, Jimmy, Devin, and PJ were actually on the Broad Street Line Express, which he does every Saturday live from the studio, which he was telling us about in the episode. So we had just like a whole lot of just ill, just cross referencing and
cross pollination.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So man, big shout to all those brothers, of course. The War Room, Thursday 6 to 8. John Appetit with the Burtons, On the Couch with the Wilson. Shout to y'all for doing y'all thing.
Dubs in the air.
Dev has a new show that he's doing, Cover 2.
Oh, you know I'm all about that, yo.
Yeah, I know you like that.
Get my training camp start next week, bud. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, man, big shout to everybody that's tuning in. War Room Sports Podcast Network.com. Salute.
Absolutely.
We've had an interesting month, man. July is already entered the middle stages, and I mean, it just seems like it was just 4th of July yesterday. As far as what's going on, of course, right before July started, you had the Can't Stop, Won't Stop documentary that came out,
which was fire.
Yeah, that was hot for sure. But now, man, it's like Dre just took it to another level. Of course, anytime you get HBO involved with with your production, it's not TV, it's HBO.
Turn my music high.
Before we get into that, I do definitely want to send a shout out to two of the guys that are probably two of the biggest pioneers when it comes to this culture of ours, and more specifically the music and just how it's created. That would be none other than Eric B and Rakim.
Oh, legendary.
They had their 30th anniversary show at the Apollo last week, and I mean, anytime you get Rakim to kind of harken back to those days, and for him to be in that element with Eric B, someone who he hasn't performed with in over 20 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's pretty incredible. So I just wanted to send a shout out to them, and just let people know, for our money, like when we talk about like the Illmatics, the low end theories,
it's right there.
Yeah, and honestly, none of these albums would have been possible if it wasn't for Paid in Full. So, man,
the album cover alone,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's top 5 dead or alive.
You got the album cover. I mean, just the imagery. I mean, to the point where they named a movie after it. Like, it's crazy. Like, so much has come from them. I mean, and the crazy part about it is the energy. The concert was at the Apollo. The energy in that building, man, was crazy. It was palpable. Like, you could feel it through the screen. Like, I might have punched a small baby to be in that audience.
Nah, but definitely, man, big shout to those brothers, and they got some. I guess the reissue is coming out.
They're supposed to be touring, yo. If they get anywhere in sniffing distance, because from what I understand, they're performing the album.
Yeah, that would make sense.
With a couple other treats spread in there, but
no, that would definitely make sense.
I mean, yeah, like that feels like a Nova type situation. I need to be in the house for that.
Well, so let's just give just a little bit. So a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about hip hop museums, and the one that's going to be in Manhattan. But there's one in Newark as well. It's called the Universal Hip Hop Museum. And Eric B attended while Rakim was the headlining act for the benefit that was set to go off for it. And it just started, man. They reconnected. They talked about it. And then all of a sudden they were just like, yo, we have to do this. And then all of a sudden, it was crazy. They just tweeted out, yo, it's official. You heard it here first. We are back. So that had a lot of people just trying to anticipate what was going on. So
absolutely.
I mean, they literally inspired an entire generation of rappers. They were nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011, but they were not inducted, which is, just a travesty.
Mockery.
So I mean, this will be more of a catalyst, I guess, to get people aware of how much they mean to the culture and the genre itself. So excited, man, for them to get out there, just bring awareness, and hopefully we got any fathers or any uncles or any godfathers, godmothers out there that have the ability to get, their youngins that are of age. Maybe don't be taking your little 3-year-old kid there.
With little Assad headphones on.
Right. Think somebody that could actually, maybe enjoy it and be able to somebody that like it would be perfect. Like if my cousins or if my kids were of that age now,
absolutely,
like, they were listening to, the kids of now, and they were like, yo, this is my music. Like it's nothing like being able to take somebody to something like this, like a paid in full show, and show them like, no. This.
Yeah, exactly. Be on your old man.
I mean, look, we're better for it, man. Shout to Vern, shout to Barb, shout to my parents, man.
Absolutely, man. My Uncle Corey.
Yeah,
because I know he, Big C.
Right. They showed us the los, man. They definitely were just like, okay, I know this is cool, and what we were listening to actually was dope. They were just like.
That's the best part, yo. The first hip hop show I went to, the General took me, yo.
Yeah, see, so it's not like in obviously big shout to her. I know you got soul was her jam.
Oh, you already know, man.
So yeah, man. Man, it's just a special time to be able to just be here and talk to you, brother. So let's get into it, man.
Let's get it.
I cherish these moments, man. We love this thing, this culture, and we love these moments that is created for us and our family. So let's do it.
No doubt, and we pretty good at this too. I mean, it goes without saying, but sometimes you just gotta, if we don't love us, who will?
That's right. Are you still listening to Bar Exam 4?
You GD, right? I'm listening to Bar Exam 4.
Yo, I just put somebody onto it, and yo, this is ill. The fact that it's actually on Spotify, that it's on Tidal, it's telling you the importance and also just the potency of it. Just because your average run of the mill mixtapes ain't making it into those platforms.
Absolutely
like not so quick.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you how real it is. I was shout out to Johnson Barbecue in Chesapeake. The owner in there, he saw my shirt. The shirt I have on right now. He's like, okay. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, what you know about that? Just we started chopping it up, and I was like, hip hop. He's like, first thing he asked me, he's like, what do you consider hip hop? And I in turn asked him, I was like, well, what do you consider hip hop? I was like, who you like? He was like Nas. I was like, all right. So we had a good space. So and then I hit him with one. I was like, all right, what you know about I was like, we had a couple people. I was like, it's this dude from Brooklyn that we had on our show, Skyzoo. Oh, I know Skyzoo. He's like, all right. So So I know he's good money now. So he was like, well, what you listening to right now? I was like, no, he asked me who's the best MC right now. I was like, bar none, unquestioned, in our Lord's year of 2017, it is Royce the 5'9". He's like, word. He's like, what I was like, yo, the bar is in for. I was like, it's on all the streaming services. It's on DatPiff. You can get it for free. You need that. Like, yo, today, literally today, I told him that. And then I gave him the math for the show and everything. But yo, anybody that will listen to me, I'm telling them, I don't care what came out. I don't care who put out what. The Bars in 4 is the best 4 that came out. And I love Jay's album. I think Jay's, like, if the Grammys were being handed out, I think that would win the best hip hop Grammy personally. It's between that and Kendrick, in my opinion, with Ross being right there. I mean, so yeah. But yo, that Bars in 4 is some other shit, man. Yo.
Yeah, he went somewhere else.
Shout out to Nickel, man. Yo.
Like I said, man, you need like Cliff Notes, you need open book policy, you need your neighbor's help, like you need all types of stuff just to decipher the bars. Like it's just almost too much. Like it's.
Yo, I was in the car with Kels, and you know she basically about the beat. She like trap shit. I mean. Yeah. But she just basically like the beats, and then I was playing it. I was like, he be rapping on trap beats. So she started. You could tell like that, like she was picking up some of the lines because you see a smile on her face, or you see the like yo. And for her to do that, because she really don't be care what they be saying for real. It was like, all right, yo, this dude is like breaking through because he got her. He found his niche. He got her at her level. He got the beats that's gonna bring her in, and then he just talked that shit. Like.
So let me ask you this: is it possible for him to do that on a studio LP?
It is, but I don't think it will happen. Because here's what needs to happen.
I mean, Prime was a great.
Prime is a great
like mixture of just insane lyrics, dope beats, and
of course,
just production.
But I'm saying to capture the emotion of Bar Exam 4, he would need to get Metro. He would actually need to get the producers that do trap music. He would need to get them.
All right, let me ask you:
put them with hooks? Like the primos in.
Do you need hooks and choruses for a studio LP? Because see, that's where your Fabs and your Jadas, that's where they kind of, not to say that they because it's still elite as far as the lyricism, but that's where they kind of are put into a box, and when you put those types of lyricists in a box, it limits a lot of what they can do. That's why they're so ill at the freestyles, because it's just no boundaries, no ceilings.
But see, I think in today's landscape, that's just a state. The LP is just a state of mind. Like it's this thing that we're so used to, like having the barcode and all that. It's just something that we're used to, like to the point where people don't even acknowledge shit unless it has a barcode on it. They still they be calling like Saha. They talking about his debut. He's been out for 7 years, but since he hasn't had a barcode, it's his debut. You know, so I mean, in theory, Saha could win Best New Artist. You know, by the technical standards. So we're so entrenched in this. The barcode. So to say for a studio album, I mean, all these albums are really, for all intents and purposes, studio albums. But I mean, I get what you're saying in a traditional sense.
It's just like, it seems like guys' mentality kind of switch. It's like the guy that's killing it on the practice field, and then under those lights, he's just confined a little bit more, just because you have to be a little bit more conservative.
Well, see, I think mixtapes, people feel like it's like Rucker Park. Like they in Rucker, they can do cross, so they can do all the wild shit that they would never do on the NBA court. you know, because it's more fundamental. It's more about, you know, the goal is to win. Whereas at Rucker Park, the goal is to win with style, you know, or lose with style, as long as you do it with style. Yeah. You know what I mean? So unless you DeMar Rosen in the Drew League. Then,
oh, man.
You know what I mean? But
hey, shout to that ref for keeping his cool, man. I would have went upside his head, man.
Yo, man, I would have let him go upside my head and been on the phone with Lil Ham and Stanley. You know what I mean? But that's just me, yo.
But not necessarily.
We gonna get these bags.
Because I can laugh at him going off at that, but just more so like I hate when people put kids in danger like that. Like it's like, especially if you're not a canon. Like if you're a canon like that, like yeah, like you're supposed to do that. Like that's what we expect you to do. Like you hit a little girl in the head with the ball, like that's what you were supposed to do. Like,
see,
like, but like with him, it's like, yo, man, you're a nice guy. Like, what's the problem? You know, so I don't know. I just found that kind of odd.
Be mad at LeBron. Be mad at LeBron. Be mad at LeBron in the second round of the playoffs. You know, because I mean,
same result next year too.
Yeah, pretty much. He better hope his hamstrings is, you know, tight as that ass.
Well, but no,
I don't even know what he's talking about. But
once again, I just had to bring up Royce.
That
we still are listening to, and it's something that hasn't left our rotation. And you know, anybody that will listen, we are letting them know that Bar Exam 4 is
one thing. Real quick about that, he had the best transition last year when he did Trust the Shooter into Layers.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to take some of that same momentum that he had on Trust the Shooter and that same kind of style and bring it to Layers, where he had the hooks, he had the melodies, but he also had the lyrics, but he was able to do more structured songs. Like he did the actual song Layers with Ross and Pusha T. So he had the best balance of it. So I mean, we expect to get the Book of Ryan later this year and possibly Prom 2. So you know, hey man, if I had to vote right now today, he got the project of the year, he got the lyricist of the year, he's the artist of the, I'm serious. Like if I was voting right now today, but I mean, you know, we got time for that, you know, and yo, shout out to Royce again, man.
Yeah. We normally talk about, you know, the most beautifulest things, of course, to begin the show. And definitely Defiant Ones is something that we're going to talk about a little bit later. We're going to save that. But that probably was, in terms of the most beautifulest thing that we saw, definitely was there. But I mean, hey, we can always just throw Bar Exam 4 in there if we ever just, you know, or had a loss.
That can always like. I remember when he's like, I can always put Cam on every track. Say the album.
It's not even out.
Yeah, man. Bar Exam 4 is a great answer to everything, you know. Like,
once again, sending a shout out to of course your lovely wife, my lovely wife, our moms.
The ladies
out there doing their thing. Of course, we want to just take some time out, as we do, to send a shout out to 4 ladies that need to be known and definitely need to just get a little bit of props. Phil, I'm going to start out with Asia Brown. She's someone that we've actually mentioned on this show before. She's a 35-year-old mayor of Compton. She's the youngest mayor, of course.
Compton's in the house.
Yeah, and I mean, Compton is in terms of like hip hop lore, you know, it's up there. You know, it's up there with.
It's one of those places.
It's just like, and it's different, you know, because it's LA County, but it's just like Brooklyn. It's like Bed-Stuy. It's like Brownsville. It's like Queensbridge. Like these, not just the place, but like the place within the place that gets the props.
Decatur.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So anytime, you know, you hear that word as hip hop heads, you know, it automatically kind of just gets your attention.
Orange Mound for my people that's in Tennessee.
That's right. So she was recently just sworn in for her second term. She received 62% of the vote in June. And her biggest boast that she has is that the unemployment rate has dropped from 18.5 to 7%.
Dang.
And she's like, hey, look, that's all fine and well, but I'm trying to get it lower than that so that the people that have been patrons and residents of this city for so long can actually have money to enjoy the gentrification that is going on. So her goal, of course, is to get, the employment rate to zero. And her slogan for her campaign was, let's finish the work.
Yo, that's dope. But I'm not trying to poop on her efforts.
Yeah, no, please.
But there's always gonna be niggas being niggas. You will never get it to 0%. But no, but to the fact that did you say 17? You say 18?
It went from 18.5, which is
basically 19.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
19%. So basically, one out of 5 people were unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
yeah,
1 out of 10. I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So she has a 12-point plan that she's been putting together, but I just like her slogan. She said, "Let's finish the work," and I think that's great for someone. Huh?
Your Panthers? They got the 12-point plan.
Hey man, look, that's what I'm saying. So,
hey man, no, that's
big shout to her.
Yo man, send her to Philly, shit, or bring her.
Go to a lot of different places. Yeah, with that.
She take a road trip, go to DC.
Yeah. So Asia Brown, we salute you.
I said it.
We salute you and we respect and admire what you've been doing. Keep up the good work. Another lady that we want to give a shout out to, just shed some light on, is Ebonee Davis. When I actually discovered the things that she's been doing, man, I just spent a lot of time just getting more familiar with her and what she does. She's a 24-year-old model from Seattle. She recently has been featured in Essence magazine. But as far as modeling, she's been in everything from Teen Vogue to Sports Illustrated. She's been in a couple Calvin Klein ads. And she wrote this poem as well as a letter sometime early last year, and it just went viral just based off of the convictions that she had, being a model, and the hate that goes along with everyone that doesn't quite look like what the standard of the norm is.
Exactly.
She struggled with that as a lot of young ladies do that try to get into that field, but she realized that she was worth it. She was worthy of of everything that was destined to come to her. So she wrote a letter. She wrote this ill poem. She posted it, and she eventually ended up being invited to have a TED Talk at the University of Nevada, which is on YouTube. When we make our posts, we're gonna make sure that we make the link for that, so you can check that out. But she says that her style, which I like here too. Her being from Seattle, she said her style is like Jimi Hendrix meets Tupac meets Sade. She says my hair is a manifestation of how I feel on the inside, and it's a huge part of what defines me. And she has natural hair. She said for years she tried to do the relaxing and conditioning thing.
Straight.
Exactly. And then one day she said, you know what, I'm bad enough to do this.
She said, fuck it.
Yeah, she said I'm bad enough
and
to
she
do this without that. So man, big shout to her. Again, she's just, to watch her TED Talk, it was about 11 minutes on YouTube, the clip that they had, and you could just feel all the emotion and passion that she had with what she was saying. And I think a lot of young girls could definitely benefit from hearing her story. So shout to Ebonee.
Absolutely. Shout out Ebonee.
No doubt. Now, this next young lady that we're going to talk about, her name is Shariah Harris. We actually mentioned her on the show
a couple times, I think.
Yeah, a couple times. She recently just became at 19. She became the first Black woman to ride in the top tier of U.S. polo, aka high gold polo. And when I say high gold, it doesn't mean that the goal is high that you score at. It means that the handicap of the players is high, which means it's elite, top level. Exactly.
They're really, really good.
So she's from Southwest Philly.
They're Ralph level.
She eventually moved to the Upper Darby, but her story is so ill because one day her and her mom, they were riding Fairmount Park. Her mom made a wrong turn and she saw some kids, that looked like her essentially out riding horses. And, that's just not the norm.
Definitely not.
So she kind of just stumbled upon what eventually became her destiny, I guess. And right now she's actually at Cornell University doing her thing. She was in the Postage Stamp Farm polo team. She was a part of that for the Silver Cup tournament in Greenwich Polo Club. Again, I mean, you're not really going to catch too many people that aren't that aren't white there. First of all, but then actually
in the most crust of upper.
Yeah. I mean, she's got like at least a dozen things working against her, and she basically is defying odds right now.
Philadelphia wins again.
Yeah, man, big shout to her. Every time I see her story, she just seems to just be getting bigger and stronger as far as her movement. She's destined for great things. I mean, she's already accomplished already. Our last lady that we're giving a shout out to is Nnedi Okorafor, and she is responsible for Who Fears Death. It was released in 2010, but it's actually being optioned to possibly be greenlit for HBO series. It's in the development stages now. Yeah, man, it's in the development stages right now. And George R.R. Martin, who we know from Game of Thrones, he's actually serving as an executive producer on this.
Wow.
So there's a great chance that this will actually make it to the small screen.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Yeah.
Who gonna tell Game of Thrones, boy? No.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. So she's currently a professor of creative literature at the University of Buffalo. Boom, 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 boom.
Y'all weren't ready. Yes. Shout out to Griselda.
Griselda. Nah, but man, shout to Nnedi.
Hey, yo.
She's put together this amazing piece of work, and it looks like it may actually be hitting the big time soon. So big shout to her. It's a sci-fi thriller. I love reading books, but sometimes it's tough to read those sci-fi thrillers, man. So I was intrigued when I heard about it, and I heard about it being adapted for TV, but I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's
no.
Yeah, I mean that'll be dope. Sci-fi, black women have a history with sci-fi. Just don't let the Wachowski brothers get near it. You know what I mean? Because they will.
The Matrix and all up.
Appropriate.
Yeah, but no. Shout out to those poor ladies.
Wachowski brother.
Yeah, we will definitely, of course, continue to do this and be looking for more ladies. Shout out to the ladies. Again, tell the people. Tell them what they need to do if they have someone that we need to know about.
Holla at us. At Tissue in the Tape. It's right there on the screen. If you're watching, if not, if you're listening, at Tissue in the Tape, just the way it sounds, or get at me at Philmatic 365. My brother at Davis backwards. Hit us up. Let us know who we should be talking about. Give us some background. I mean, don't make us do all the work. Or matter of fact, yeah, just give me the name and I'll do it my damn self. I'm not afraid of Google. But yeah, just you can always hit us up. Email us at Tissue in the Tape. If that's the way you want to do it. But either way, let us know.
All right. So there were a couple things that came out as far as musically. Skyzoo, of course, has an album that's coming out towards the end of the year.
Yes.
And he is always someone that likes to let an exclusive fly every now and then. So this week was no different. Shout out to our guys over there, Two Dope Boys, Shake and Mecca. They always they always just have the exclusive. So Skyzoo gave this to them for them to put out into the world. Finesse Everything, produced by Illmind. Exactly what you would think about when you think about Illmind and Skyzoo. Sky is releasing Peddler themes on July 21st. So essentially we're about a week away from that.
Yeah.
You know, he has a nice following. So obviously his fans know, but we want to let you know that it is the 8-song EP that he is putting out before In Celebration of Us, which is scheduled to come out in December. He's pretty good with his dates. If anything, something gets pushed up, rarely does it ever get pushed back. So he's a pretty hard worker and diligent as far as working with his timeline. And
of course, he's one of the best MCs in the world. You already know.
Consensus pick on that one. So yeah, big shout to Sky. If you have not checked that out, we will actually play a little snippet now, so you can check that out. And then our guy Crooked.
Yes.
Kxng Crooked.
Kxng Crooked. Please slay the king.
He definitely is just someone that when it comes to lyricism, just never disappoints.
Once again, another consensus pick.
Yeah.
For our best MCs of the world.
He's a guy that likes series. He doesn't just do something once. You know, he's prone to follow up.
Yeah, man.
So he did his original I Can't Breathe. And now he's followed that up with I Can't Breathe 2.
Yeah, man.
And it's sad that
we need another one.
Exactly. But he definitely, I think he did, just some justice to the situation. He spoke about Philando and, just the situation that happened with that. So shout out to Crooked for bringing awareness to this. One of our favorite tracks from last year was Button, his Freedom track.
Yeah, man.
And, it just shows how versatile and, just how crazy these guys are with the pen. When you talk about Slaughterhouse, it kind of makes you sad because you hear joints like Chop and Block, you hear
and just knowing you're never gonna. Well, I don't want to say never, but I just feel like it's gonna be
one-off things. It'll be something here, Cypher here, this
and you know they got some shit, man. You know they do.
You see, that's that major label stuff, man. If you just keep it on a decent level where the expectations are kind of low, it's sad to say it.
And you get it right to your fans. You get it to the people that actually want it instead of trying to get it, because it's not for everybody. I mean, you just have to be of the mindset that what we do is not for everybody, but the people that it is for will love it. Too many times.
2009 when they came out with actual Slaughterhouse, it was like, okay, great, all right, they put it together, we're going to check out what the next one is. Obviously 3 years later they come out with Welcome to Our House, and it was just mass produced. It was like, ooh, this is just too polished.
Yeah, and it didn't have the same. I mean, Hammer Dance was fire, but it didn't have that same feel like the original joint. And the joint, and again, that was another thing. The joints they left on the cutting room floor was, they could have easily been on that one, like the joint with MOP on the hook. Yeah. Like, why not use that? I mean, it was incredible.
So here we are with the LP that was supposed to come out about 3 years ago. That's just in limbo now. And the guys are separately doing their things. We mentioned Bar Xanfor, we mentioned Crooked. He shut down LA Leakers. He just murdered that.
The LA Leakers joint, I listen to that a few times a day. That's just what it like.
You are now watching a master at work.
Exactly. No, yo, I've been meaning to ask you, do you feel like Slaughterhouse is one of those things where their individual parts are greater than them as a unit?
I think so. Yeah, because with so much lyricism, the competition is there, like for everybody to stay sharp. But there's only so many offshores that you can squeeze into a project. You know, like some of it's just like, yeah, it's the reason why these super groups don't really work. It's because you have so many moving parts. Everybody has their
different
own
agendas,
brand.
different crews.
Like you hear, even when you hear the Locks talk, and they're the most, tight knit group ever. But Jada loves the label. He loves the machine.
Yeah,
Styles just wants to
I ain't never going back.
Right, yeah, independent. He always wants to make sure, that part is handled. So, just if you see that with them, it's really happening with other groups, especially something that you would consider a super group. It's the shelf life on it can only be just like Golden State. Like, these dudes aren't gonna be together for 10 years. It's just not.
Yeah, it's just not the way the world works.
So you get as much as you can in that amount of time, and then when that ship, sells its course, then you just move on. You just look back at what you did. But I don't know, man. It's tough just because I think, again, if they were just on an E1 or or whatever, like, or even if they just did it just independently, like, I think they could just do
put it out themselves and go on tour.
Yeah.
My thing is do it the way Run the Jewels did it. Do it independently, put it out. The labels will come, and then you do your own thing.
See, they have so many heavy hitters involved with them, though. Like, whether it's M's involvement, whether it's Primo's, being invested in it, whether it's
man. Anytime you start getting with Interscope, that means you get with Apple. That means you get you start getting into conglomerates and world leaders. I mean,
right. So, again, I Can't Breathe 2 is out there, so we'll play a little snippet from that too, man. Shout out to Kxng Crooked.
Yeah, man. Holla at us, King.
Yeah, for sure, man. DJ Rick G's, man. Let's just talk about him for a second.
I got a home team.
Man, it's funny because you'll see Rick. He'll be at 103 Jams, and then like 17 hours later, he'll be in like Poland.
Stop. Like, yo, Rick G's in the Thor country. You're spinning, yo. Like, I've seen his passport, yo. That joint is it looks like a Yellow Pages, yo. Like, it's stupid.
So yeah, man. I just wanted to send a shout out to him just because his Straight Fire Summer 2017, I just on a whim, I was on his site and I just hit play on that joint. It's actually on Mixcloud as well. I just was laughing, man. I was like, yo. I was like, I don't really even like any of these songs at all. Like, these songs suck. But just the way that he put it together.
Here's the thing about G's, yo. He is such a humble dude, man. Because you know me. If I was as good at what he does as he is, oh, you would not be able to tell me nothing, yo. I'd probably, oh my God, I'd be the or at least I'd be trying to be. I'd be the celebrity DJ, yo. Like, I would. There's no way you couldn't tell me anything. Like, because like people don't really realize just actually how good that dude is. And how much he does as far as music direction and putting together a lot of these shows and stuff and things of that nature. So, man, just shout out to our brother Rick G's, man. He is the man behind our Respect the Heat Holder series in terms of mixing those and making sure everything sounds extra crispy.
If you have not had a chance to check out any of those, you can start with 1 and just go through 5. I promise you.
Yeah, you'll be back.
You'll
be back for 6.
Yeah,
like they're good. I mean, and they're well put together, and that's the thing that, like, again, like, I don't think a lot of people really realize like how talented he is, because he's not the dude that be like, yo, I'm that dude. Me? Oh my god. That's why he's him and I'm me. You know, shout out to Rick G's.
No doubt, man. I just wanted to give him a shout before we get into making a name for ourselves, where we talk about these topics.
One of our favorite segments, yo.
We talk about these topics, man, and we just shed our light on it by giving it a song title. Some of this stuff doesn't really come as a surprise, especially when you talk about this first subject we're about to talk about here. Anytime you hear about America being the leader in something, it's normally about like violence, gun violence.
It's usually never good, yo.
In obesity. So anytime one of these stories pops up, it's not really like too much of a surprise.
What a leader in bacon. Like, god damn, man.
So this first story here we're about to talk about, man, is the headline says, yo, the US is one of the world's laziest countries. It's like, okay, Captain Obvious.
Dang.
More so it says that the worst nation as far as walking is Indonesia. I guess because they're making all these sneakers and polo shirts. They don't really have a whole lot of time to get out there.
They locked in the.
When you're working 16-hour days,
they're trying to make all 8 pairs of those BBBs.
We're gonna talk about that too. Yeah, so I guess you don't have a whole lot of time to get out there and just enjoy life, but it says that those people out there are averaging about 3,500 steps a day. The worldwide average is about 5,000 steps. Okay, which is cool. Americans are below that. Americans are at about 4,800. I'm gonna just throw this to you first. When you heard this, what was the song title that came to mind?
I had a lot that I could have went with, but I went with the food because I mean, nobody eats like we stuff food inside of food, yo. Mm-hmm. We have competitive eating championships, yo. I just watched a dude eat 63 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Like, there's countries that won't consume a whole village of people that won't consume the amount of calories Joey Chestnut consumed in 10 minutes. You know, the shit I just ate today alone, I mean, is, you know, whole families not seeing that. So I mean, the food and the shit, and not only the food, but the shit that they put in the food, like the GMOs and high fructose corn syrup and steroids and every other thing that they put inside of food, and the processes in which food is made is leading to our lack of steps. I mean,
lack of motivation for steps too. Like
for who, for what?
The song I thought of was Baby Fat. So De La Soul, not Devin the Dude. De La Soul. Who's on the hook?
Yummy. I think was Devin on?
Yeah, it's Devin the Dude.
Yeah, Devin the Dude and Yummy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we got Common, the food with Kanye, and De La Soul, Yummy. Yo, I don't think I've really seen a picture of her. Your name can't be Yummy. And
no, she wasn't. I remember she was. They was on the Chappelle show when they did Much More.
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell. It's not registering though. I gotta look her up. Her name can't be Yummy and not be Yummy.
Maybe she got
like Tasty.
Yeah, I mean
Tasty.
Yeah. Tasty's not. I'm not tasting it. I'm
Tasty.
I like Orange Is the New Black too, but I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
Now, Dasha.
Oh yeah, Dasha's official. Yeah. 2 thumbs up for everybody listening. All right. So next, ASAP Rocky and Under Armour have come to a little bit of an understanding that in order for this fashion thing to pop off for Under Armour, for it not just to be about suburban dads and AAU teams that are sponsored by them, they have to somehow fill in this gap with some fashion, man. You know, they tried with the Curry Lows.
The Millhouse dad shoe.
Yeah,
the Kurt Millhouse.
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, so they tried with those. It's not quite there, but you see them making a push. The Rock recently has been really sporting. It's pretty tough. We're seeing this a lot now, where people that aren't making their living solely as athletes are getting into this thing. Kevin Hart, someone that comes to mind as far as his Hustle Hard 2s are currently out. So, I mean, this isn't just like a one-off thing. I mean, he has like a real signature line that he's putting together. What do you think about ASAP, man? He is someone that's obviously known in the fashion world for being about it. What do you think it's going to take for Under Armour to ascend to these ranks that they want to get into? And what song title did you pick?
It's going to take a lot because, well, first of all, Rocky's a good dude to have, but he's such a high fashion dude. Like they would almost have to do a brand extension and partner up with like a fashion house. Mm-hmm. If that's the, because I mean to fit his, because it's like LeBron in the Kia. Like, come on, B.
Yeah.
You're not whipping the
fit
Kia.
For a king.
Yeah. I mean, fit for
Burger King.
Jim King, down the
Jimmy
street.
King. Yeah. Jimmy King. Shop 5.
Yeah, like King James is not in the Kia. Like shit ain't rocking over here, B. So the all that being said is the song title I came up with is Drake's Good Night and Good Luck. Because yeah, man.
But just listen to who they have on their roster. They have 2-time MVP, reigning NBA champion, Steph Curry. They have Tom Brady, who is the reigning Super Bowl MVP, 5 rings.
Yep.
Jordan Spieth, who had just an incredible start. He's kind of slowed down here lately, but I mean, at one point he
had a spark when he started.
Yeah, he owned 3 of the 4 major titles, and he was on his way to a Grand Slam. Cam Newton, NFL MVP a couple years ago, Super Bowl runner-up. And then Aaron Judge, who just lit up the home run derby a couple days ago down in Miami. I mean, they essentially, when you look at the 5 or 6 sports that matter, all of these guys, at one point they had all the MVPs. They had the hockey MVP, the NBA MVP, NFL.
Now that's a dope thing.
Bryce Harper.
If this was 1990, where athletes on field performance drove sneaker sales,
true,
this would be a great thing.
True.
But the fact that we are in 2017 and lifestyle, your social media has more impact on what you did on the court or on the field or on the pitch. You know what I mean, that doesn't matter to today's consumers. They need to like you. They need to want to be like you. And unfortunately,
let's be clear. Let me just add to what you're saying. Hip hop plays a major part in all of this.
Exactly. You're getting right where I'm going. One, you have to be cool. Tom Brady, Super Bowl champion 5 times. Not cool.
Not cool.
Jordan
Spieth.
Who? I mean, I know who he is because of Sports Center, but I mean, in terms of cool, come on. His last name is Spieth. His name not even cool.
All lives matter, Cam.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
He's all right. You know how I feel about him.
Yeah.
No, I got 3 letters to describe you, Cam Newton.
MVP.
But, HOE. But Steph Curry, my guy, love that.
Not
dude.
cool.
Not cool. He unfortunately in the world we live in, you know, and this is kind of applies to us, unfortunately, too. Family man is not always looked upon as being a cool thing, you know.
True.
Because you can't flick it up with link in the bio Jones on your gram. You know, although you know, people, it's one of those things where people, they like the pictures of him and his wife and his kids, and they say relationship goals and all that. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, they're still, if they had their way, the MCMs and WCWs of the world is who they chasing after. Right. So you have these essentially non-cool people, although supremely talented and supremely skilled and great at what they do. They don't have the cool factor. Rocky does have the cool factor. Unfortunately, he's not Drake, Kendrick Lamar, or even J. Cole. He's not in that upper echelon of the notable MC in terms of name recognition. Because if I asked, you know, the average person who ASAP Rocky is, they're going to ask me, like, is that the new, you know, Rocky movie? Is that the sequel to Creed? You know what I mean? You know, I mean, I'm sure you would get somebody that said it. So that's the thing.
But he has about 6.3 million followers on Instagram, and Under Armour barely is just touching 3.
All right, so combined they got 10 million people. How many Drake got by itself?
Oh gosh, I mean it's probably like 50 million.
Yeah. So, just you have to make a splash. I mean it can be done because look at Adidas. Adidas was you know in Bolivian with Mike Tyson and the Pigeons. They got James Harden. They got Ye. They started at the same role Under Armour did. They started with the MVP of the league at the time, Derrick Rose. I mean, Derrick Rose is not the lifestyle flashy dude. It's not the, you know,
excuse me. News alert. 37 million. I was off by a few.
Yeah, he still has 4 times more than Rocky and Under Armour combined.
Yeah.
One man by himself, and that's not even counting all the fan sites,
like the fan pages and everything.
Yeah, and the fan pages that retweet and repost everything he does. So all that being said, you have to get a brand spokesman that is globally recognized. Adidas did it with Ye, and then that bolstered the other Adidas endorsers like James Harden, like, you know, who else wears Adidas? You know, come to think of it, but
what? Who else? Dame Dollar.
Dame Dollar, yeah. But Ye was ultimately the one that
like Chains,
2 Chainz, Push.
Yeah.
So you got all these artists who were at the forefront to bring this change about. But it started with world-renowned, you know, a household name in Kanye.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the change started. So you need that. I don't think Rocky has that.
Let me ask you this now. Like, so they're killing it on the more on the track shoes and, you know, for a more lifestyle big stuff. But now in the NBA, like the Hardens are just the most nondescript signature shoe since the CP threes. It doesn't even matter though. Like,
no, he sells the lifestyle.
He sells the lifestyle. He sells his brand. Like, people know him for the beard and maybe his dating lifestyle and stuff like that. That's just crazy, man. The joint I had was a Fashion Killer. I just wanted to put that out there. That's a Rocky joint where he just talks about, of course, what he's into. I think ultimately it's a good look. I'm glad that, like I said, that the Kevin Harts and the Rocks and the ASAP Rockies of the world are getting a chance to bring this. I mean, anytime anybody from hip hop gets a chance to get one of these bags, man, I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, I think it's a start in the right direction. I just don't know if it's enough because you're competing with monsters like that arena. I mean, Nike obviously dominates it, and then Adidas, they finally their market share finally passed Jordan Brand. You know, they're nowhere near Nike as a whole, but Jordan Brand, they just passed them in terms of market share. So you're fighting three juggernauts. You know,
we'll see. The next one I had was Alonzo Williams. He's featured in the Defiant Ones. He's someone, if you followed NWA, you know that he was very instrumental in getting Dre out there initially and kind of was around the group and Dre for a long time. He has an audiobook that's coming out. What song title did you have for this? Just hearing that. First of all, the name of the audiobook, it plays on NWA. It actually is in period W period A period, but the NWA stands for Not Without Alonzo, which I thought was just great. I thought that was great. So man, shout to him for that. Because I was like, wow, that is hilarious.
Yo,
that was pretty cool.
Yo,
he was sitting on that one for a minute. I'm sure. He's like, hey, I write this book. Oh man. So
it's
one of the rare moments too where it's an audio book with no actual transcript, so you can't buy the book anywhere.
NSOA. In spite of Alonzo, because he didn't even want them doing hip hop. Let's keep it real, man.
Yeah.
And then keeping with that theme, of not wanting them to do hip hop. I am not picking the hip hop song. I'm going with the pretty motherfucker from the bank, Christopher Williams. Don't wake me.
I'm dreaming.
I'm dreaming.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing, yo. That's exactly what he's doing.
That's I had to express yourself because I'm like, man, talk yo, Alonzo. Talk it, man. He said, man, not without Alonzo. That's what NWA stands for, man.
Yeah, and LeVar Ball could beat Jordan in one-on-one hoop.
Stay in your lane.
I was waiting for him to say dynamite.
Oh man. Okay. Shout out to Alonzo Williams. Audiobook is available now, so check it out.
Book available. No.
book pending. There is a rare
balls on it.
There's a rare unreleased Michael Jackson album that is up for auction. If anybody can see Phil's face right now. There are 9 unheard songs that will go to the highest bidder in the Gotta Have Rock and Roll auction. But here's the caveat. The winner is unable to release the music. So he just has to sit on these Michael Jackson songs. Maybe he can have like a listening party. But everybody has to leave their phones at the door before they come in. I don't know.
I'm being a bitch with a trench coat in a recorder like rerun what's happening. Remember he's trying to record the Doobie Brothers?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm so old. Yo, Google it.
No,
that's classic. That's classic TV. That's the wrong show for that though.
Yeah. So private inquiries only at gottahaverockandroll.com if you are interested. If anybody that's listening has the paper to do this, please actually just call us first. We have some things that we need to discuss with you before you actually.
I got some unreleased shit. You know what I mean? And you can get it for a lot lower than that MJ
It's supposed to take place, as far as the public online auction, supposed to take place from July 19th to the 28th. So still got some time to get your money together, Phil. What song did you
I had one in mind, but I need for this fuckery, I can't, man. I need to save this song title for something that is really worth it for. So I'm gonna keep that one in the bank.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with simply Why.
Why?
Like in my Jadakiss raspy voice. Why?
I went for Mine by Diamond D.
Diamond D.
Yeah, that just came to mind when I thought of this, because I mean, whoever unearthed this and got this to Gotta Have Rock and Roll, they're expecting a payday, and they went for theirs. Honestly, it was just a CD that Mike had, and somebody found it. The starting bid is $50,000.
It's probably a bunch of ad-libs on that joint.
Final price.
Come on.
They're expecting a final price to go up to $1 million, though.
Hey, man. Yo, there's somebody out there, man. There's some dictator that got a bomb strapped to his back right now. That is getting his oil gang money together for that joint. You know, Mike is that dude still in a lot of them foreign countries.
You be having those dudes with the thug tears rolling down their cheeks. Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to this story, because I just want to see how much this goes for. You don't own the music; you just own the copy of whatever.
So basically, you're paying $1 million for a burnt CD.
Yeah. Yep.
Can they resell it again?
Find yourself in court if you do that. They're like in that.
I mean, whoever owns it and sells it to you in this auction, can they then turn around and sell it to somebody else or release?
I think that's the agreement, is that it's not going to be released like that. So in order for you to hear it, or in order for you to own it, you would have to purchase it.
Yo, that's some extreme.
That would be slimy if somebody like put it out the next day. Like if he was just like, man, you know what? I have to just put this on SoundCloud.
Yo, that would be hilarious.
Yo, whoever paid for that joint would be going to see them now. Quickly.
Yo, what if you bought it and it was a diss track about you? Mike was talking greasy, or he was talking in his real voice. He'd be like, yo, I'ma just use my real voice.
Oh man.
Yo, it wasn't nothing like what you thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no Shimons and
none of that.
You ain't getting none of that. You just got him 15 minutes of him going singing.
Just humming.
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah, you but hold up, like these people, you can't preview it either before you buy it.
So you gotta buy what is it, a storage locker? You gotta buy a sight unseen?
Basically.
No.
Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Like I can't tell you, like, even
man.
Yeah, nah, there's no way. But yeah, I went for Mine, and Phil said why. So there we go.
Oh my.
Oh man.
More power to him though. I don't knock the hustle, man. Hey man, if somebody willing to pay for it, then that's what it's worth.
So big shout out to The Rock, man. This campaign idea of him actually running for president, it's not losing any steam.
People's champion.
It could happen.
He can't be worse than Boyle.
No. So that's one of the stories that's still out there, man. I mean, he put it out there, and hey, man, anything's possible, right?
Anything's possible.
Chuck D was honored. He actually honored with the help of Russell Simmons.
Yo, I'm gonna be 100 years old, and anytime I hear Chuck D's name, the first thing is automatically
go.
Death Row. What a brother know. No,
he was honored by Russell Simmons during the annual Art for Life Gala. Just thought that was important because I mean, Chuck D currently has an album that's out now,
and he's an artist.
Yeah, of course.
But, no, I mean, like a literal artist. I got a Chuck D painting in my. In I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, man. I can't say that I've listened to the album yet, though.
See what happened was
all this bar examing and
all this bar examing. I was in my playlist bag, and then you made a playlist, and then Jim made a playlist. So I was in my playlist bag, and then you know, I got these shows to edit. You know what I mean, I got some artwork to do.
Man, I'm just saying.
I had some loans to write. Chuck, I got you though. You
that's yeah. We got it. We got.
You're in the queue.
We got to do the OG is solid, man. We can't.
I actually it's in my phone. It is in the phone to be listened to because I downloaded so as to not use so as to preserve my data because I got scolded for using all the data, and it started running all slow like it started. See, I was about to get us kicked off the air right now, but but it was running very slow. We'll just say that. Once you go over your data amount, so till we got to re-up.
Nothing is quick in the desert. That is the name of the LP. So please, if you love quality MCing and you love Chuck D, please check it out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I mean, this is their 14th studio album.
They Hall of Famers, man. They deserve your respect.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna listen to it tonight. So man, they were the purveyors of studio rap or stadium studio rap, like where you take the sounds that you're hearing and you just make it boom in an arena.
Bring that was them. Noise.
Yeah. So it's only right. One more thing. There's this podcast, right? It's not called Tissue and the Tape. But it is two dudes that are talking about things that are very near and dear to them. It's called Ear Hustle. And what's special about Ear Hustle?
Tell them, Hulk.
the guys that host the show, they're actually doing it from San Quentin State Prison in California.
Gotta love it, yo.
Gotta love it, man. The first episode was called Cellies.
Not the ones you talk on, even.
No. They're giving you a first-hand perspective on what it's like to live in such close quarters with someone who, like you, is probably a criminal. But no, seriously though.
Who, like me?
Right. No, these dudes are doing some pretty good things. If anyone's ever curious about just what, like, because like when you think about prisoners, guys that are locked in prison, you're thinking of just people that have committed heinous acts, people that are just no good for society. But that's not everybody. And, you know, we all know people that have been locked up.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it doesn't make them bad people. So I think what they're doing is actually giving people different insight. I have not checked it out yet, but the dude that we saw on the Scared Straight clip that they put into the group chat.
Oh, that was wild, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely needed some act right. Maybe these brothers.
Oh, I'm sure he got it. Yo, the cop was about to give it to him, but he realized he forgot he was on camera. He was like, "Oh,
yo, this may sound weird, but like those be the dudes that don't actually get like choked up and like, you know, like the police brutality, like it happens to the Eric Gardners and the you know, just the guys that are just out there just that aren't like
the dudes that might actually need to be
actually out. I mean,
Not kill necessarily.
Right, yeah, we're never saying that, but
I'm not saying kill.
Right, for them to be restrained in a
but he needed to get knocked the fuck out. He was spitting on people. Like,
that's cool, man. Those be the dudes where they're just so. I'm like, well, you're afraid of just the average Joe. That shows you how pussy they are.
You got to punch him in his motherfucking throat.
Yeah, man.
Yo, he was.
Those were the dudes.
Yo, them wolves that was in that cell though. Like, yo, if they left, the only reason I think Boy didn't get done dirty really though is because he was on a national TV show at the time that all this was going on. Yeah, because I told you the one cop had him. He had him he was about to give him the Radio Raheem, and then he's like, whoa.
He's wait.
TV. I'm on TV. That's what he was saying to himself. I'm on TV.
Yeah,
I'm on TV. Yeah, I felt bad for my man grandma though, because she was just watching.
She was like, "Told you."
She was probably smiling on the inside. She's like, "You got this little nigga out of my house.
Yeah,
I got my life back."
But no, ear hustle is definitely something that people are talking about. Might check it out, man. I don't know. We'll see. The title actually got me kind of intrigued.
Yeah, I heard a snippet of it. I didn't I actually subscribed to it, but I haven't checked it out. Like I said, I had a lot of podcasts. I had a lot going on this week.
And there's so many, man. Shout out to the Cook and the Gooch, man.
Oh, yo.
they're putting guys out there on game, you know.
Yo,
coming from a different perspective than you're used to.
Man. Yo, if you single out in this world, man, yo, you need to Cook and the Goose to show you the loaves, man. They get you some gems from the other side of the fence that you can use to your in your quest for world domination. Oh, yo, what song did you have for ear hustling?
What song did I have for ear hustling? Oh, I didn't have one for that one.
Oh, okay, I did.
I did. Oh, what'd you have?
Because I'm an asshole. I had 1,000 bars.
That's pretty good.
It's either that or Akon and Styles.
Locked up. That's mine. All right, so as we head towards the end of the show, man, there's a couple of things that we need to just talk about. You being the on the couch king. Game of Thrones is coming back, man.
Winter is back. Yes.
It's something to where there are a lot of people that just have the wrong idea of what type of show this is. They think it's like Dungeons and Dragons. They think people are speaking in just a different.
I take blame for that partly, and for calling it titties and dragons for years and years.
Yeah, but it's back, and we still know a lot of people that don't like it. But I think if they would just give it a chance, they would really.
It's really a show about people in society's ills. Like it's about things that are going on right now. It's just set in a different time frame. There's some mystical components, of course, but the things that they talk about, class, race, politics, religion, sexuality, all of these things that are common themes in our society today. Miscarriages of justice, all these things, that we face every day are what are common themes in Game of Thrones. And they're done very well. Again, shout out to HBO and, for, taking which were really good books and making a great television show out of it.
So we're only getting half seasons at this point. There's only 2 left, so they split them in half. I think we're only getting 7 episodes this time around, and then it's coming back with 6, but it's not coming back after it's 16 months.
They milking the shit out of it, yo.
It's like a year and a half. But I think just based off of the filming, I heard that the filming schedule and because winter is coming, I think a lot of it you know, is gonna have to be shot in the, you know, in the, like you say, the Thor countries, or you know, shot in that particular time of year. So they're gonna
to get the right kind of shots.
Yeah, I guess so. So, who's your favorite character?
Are we talking about just?
I mean, just overall,
aesthetically.
Just overall, like, who do you ride for? Like, if this person got killed, like in the first episode this season, like you'd be like, oh man, I don't know if I can watch this anymore.
I gotta go with my man, yo, my grown little man, yo.
Oh, Tyrion?
Tyrion Lannister,
yeah,
man.
Nah, Tyrion's that dude.
Yo, man, he's yo, cause like his journey, he's seen so much of he's seen a little bit of everything, you know, in his journeys. I mean, you know, he everywhere, you ain't never there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been all over the place.
Plus, he's probably the smartest character on, like, if this was a game of chess, he would be the queen, and I say that because the queen can do the most and make the most moves. So yeah, Tyrion is my guy, yo.
Yeah, my favorite character is kind of unpopular.
Who?
I don't care. Man, I like Cersei, man.
Oh no, I like her too. I mean, a great villain is always makes the show better. And they've had some of the best villains on television, you know.
Nah, they've had some good ones. But yeah, no, just everything that she does,
yo,
just from a villain standpoint, like you said, and just always sticking to her guns is always just.
She's like to me, she's like Ginger in Casino, mixed with Cruella de Vil, mixed with mixed with Joan of Arc, yo. Like all three of those like kind of embody who she is, yo. And then throw a little Marilyn Monroe in there when she wanna get bouted.
Yeah, no, that's my girl though.
Yeah, she's a great her character is such a great one. I mean, you know, it's so easy to say Daenerys Targaryen. But it's and you know, you wouldn't be wrong. That's not a wrong answer. I mean, because but you know, from a strictly character driven standpoint, you know, Tyrion's my guy.
Larry David is back. It's a very HBO centric show. Yeah, Larry David's back. I just wanted to mention that. It'll be interesting to see with that. I think he's coming back October 1st.
Larry Legend, yeah.
So Insecure in a couple weeks. Ballers.
Shout out to Lawrence.
Same time. So you got Ballers, Insecure, Game of Thrones, and then a little break, and then you got Larry David. So.
And we gotta give a shout out to Veep, yo, which for my money, is pound for pound the best show on television. Yo, they got 17 nominations, I think.
Yeah, it's about to rack up. Yep.
Yeah, and they're going to, because yo, for anybody who's never seen Veep, you don't have to like politics to enjoy this show. So don't cheat yourself, because it's hilarious. Like. I challenge anybody to watch one episode of that joint. You can pick an episode. You don't even got to start at the beginning.
Yeah, that's
watch
true.
One episode and you'll be hooked. You'll go back and watch the rest of it because it's that good.
So what do people need to know about the Defiant Ones, man? What did you learn just watching it and just finding out, you know, so much information and just seeing how they put together the story?
Yo, I learned a lot. I'll say that. I watched it. The champ hasn't seen it yet, so I'm going to end up watching it again with her when we cover it for on the couch. But the one thing that or two things that I took away from this, Jimmy Iovine, I didn't know, yo. I didn't know. Cause you're the music guy. Like I mean, you're a hip hop guy too, obviously, but I'm like all hip hop. You're a music guy. Like you know, like other genres. You care about other genres of music. Me, You know what I mean? But I didn't know Jimmy did so much production wise, like with starting out with like
John Lennon,
and then Bruce Springsteen and Stevie Nicks and
Tom Petty
and the Heartbreakers, Patti Smith. I mean, rock and roll legends. I mean, like ridiculous. I mean, I knew about the later stuff like him, like his executive stuff, like with No Doubt and Marilyn Manson and all that. But I did not know his music career prior to Interscope. I thought he came in as a record exec,
Yeah.
And it was never one of those things. And usually I'm a fan of history. Usually I'll go back and, it just never occurred to me to like, I never had a reason to, but seeing this and seeing how much his life and Dre's life kind of paralleled each other, not necessarily the violence, but their actual careers within music. Because I mean, the outside lives are very different from Jimmy Iovine and Dre, but their musical careers very much paralleled each other. And then just to see, I understand very much now why Dre's music sounds sonically so much better than everybody else's. When you see just the attention to detail, and I've heard people say it, but to actually see it, to see, like, I also see why Detox is never coming out, because just the way he obsesses over everything to be perfect sounding, and the care in which he takes and the pride in which he takes in making his music. Yo, dude is like, he's the definition of musical genius. Like, there's no question about it. Like, and then just the way that another thing, and then you take over from there. This again solidified that HBO, whatever they choose to do, they do it 300%, and they do it better than anybody else does it. I watched two of the best documentaries I think I've ever seen in my life in the O.J. Simpson 30 for 30 and watching the 13th. Two vastly different documentaries, but I look at them different now, and not in a bad way. I just look at them as like, yo, what if HBO had done this? Like, how much better had it would have been? Mm-hmm. And that's taking nothing away from what they did, because they're phenomenal. I mean, they were nominated for Oscars. OJ won an Oscar, and not OJ Simpson, but the documentary won an Oscar.
Okay.
But yo, HBO, just the way they did this joint, and there's one particular part, like when you see it when Jimmy Iovine and they start mixing in, they start talking about 50 Cent, and just the way that they blend it, it's like, it's a masterpiece, yo.
One of the things that I like for sure, anytime I get a chance to talk about JJ Fad and Supersonic.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Summer of '88, they got a lot of rock. They got a lot of rotation work for me. But it was ill because that was the first gold record for Ruthless.
Yeah, it was the money. They got him the money to really record it straight out of Compton.
Yeah. So that's the part where it was just like, what? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Did you buy JJ Fad's album?
I had the single Supersonic. I did not buy the album though.
I had the album, so and you bought the single, so I like to think we contributed to the creation of Straight Outta Compton.
I bought two singles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I ended up buying one and then misplacing it. And then when I got home for the summer from Georgia, I bought another one. So
hit it, baby D.
Yeah.
Yo, hey, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, I know.
Google.
Yeah, no. Even back then, at 8 years old, I was like, oh,
Okay. Oh, I knew. I knew.
Yeah, so shout to them.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that stuck out, they had so much trouble trying to release the Chronic, and that actually ended up helping Interscope in the long run. But when they were trying to put it out, like nobody wanted, you know, this is an album that's gone platinum, you know, several times now. Yeah. But
it's probably diamond or close to it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something that stuck out, because when you start to think about you know, the albums that shaped the genre, you know, that shaped especially like the 90s, the Chronic is up there.
Yo, and he said people didn't want it. Yo, he said he brought it to him as is.
Yeah. Already done.
Yeah. And right now it is certified. It's certified at 5.7 million copies in the United States.
Man.
That's just in the United States. It's 5.7 million.
But you got to remember, though, people, I guess, kind of coming off of that NWA, people didn't quite know what to think, especially for West Coast rap. They didn't want another, you know, quote unquote problem on their hands as far as like cease and desist and all those different things. But
yeah, that's true. But just to kind of, that's five. I just got to say this just for context. That's 5.7 million, and it's not on streaming services. Like try to find the
I think they did. They eventually added the Apple.
I mean, but they added it, but it wasn't on there for
right.
So, and it wasn't available for purchase on like iTunes and all that, or digital.
Right, you had to buy a physical copy.
You had to actually, you know, find a physical copy of it.
Yeah.
You know, so that was just one of those things, because the legal rights to the album were in limbo.
Yeah. Nah, man, they definitely did their thing, and it was a good thing to see kind of Dre come clean as far as the D Barnes thing. What do you think about that?
You know, that was very cool, and the fact that they had D Barnes actually in the documentary, and they like she spoke her piece. He spoke his piece. He apologized. He's like, you know, it's one of the worst things I ever did. He did what most people felt like he should have been a part of the NWA movie. He did in the documentary,
right?
Which you know, I'm not obviously I'm not good with domestic violence, but if she's good with the apology, I'm good with the apology. You know, that was the only thing that wasn't 100% clear. Like it never actually said that she forgave him or she accepts his apology or whatever. So my assumption is that she probably doesn't, but I don't know that to be true. I mean, which is fair, because from all accounts he fucked her up pretty bad. So, you know, it is what it is.
There's that. But we're just at a good point where some of these stories are being told, and being able to see some of the old footage and just relive.
7.5 million worldwide on the Chronic, by the way, and almost 10 million on 2001.
Man, we're able to just be in this time where, you know, these guys are at a point where they're sharing their stories, and they're it's like, yo, I got nothing to lose. All right, let's have it out. Okay, no ID. Let's try this. So it's a good time, man. And as the genre gets older, the culture, of course, gets older. You know, we'll have more opportunities for this. We're just talking about Chuck D releasing his 14th studio album with Public Enemy. So, you know, people always said, oh, you know, rappers never got old, or rap was so young that we never got to see people get old. But starting to see some of the fruits of that, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, hold on, you want to hear? Just check this out. Chronic, 7.5 million. 2001, 9.3 million. Compton, the soundtrack, 395,000. You know, that got released in 2015. You know, or whatever. Aftermath Presents, 750,000. That's a gold record. NWA Straight Outta Compton, 3.5 million. Niggas for Life, 2 million. World Class Wrecking Crew, 50,000. But Alonzo, you know, he
not without Alonzo.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew, and that's not even counting all the stuff he produced, you know, for other people, such as, you know, or that was on his label, such as Doggy Style, you know, Eminem, that guy, you know, Curtis Jackson, that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, FOH with that. So.
Man, big shout out to them. Of course, you guys will be discussing this and on the next episode, so we'll be looking forward to that. Again, check out On the Couch with the Wilsons.
Please do.
Yeah, they definitely give you their take. The very unique way of looking at things, and it's great to hear you guys talk about something that you love, and the fact that
and we've been holding back on going in on the shows right at the beginning, only because we try to give people a chance to watch them, because sometimes there might be some spoilers, but like, if you like certain shit, if you like Game of Thrones, for example, we're recording the show right after Game of Thrones comes on, so there will be spoilers, obviously.
That's one of those shows, though, man. Like you don't really get a whole lot of grace period.
The internet is going to beat the shit out you with all types of spoilers.
Theories.
So you're
unless you're willing to stay off of the net. Yeah. The water cooler is really, it's like people at my wife's job like, did you watch the show? No, not yet. I'll watch it later. Move your stuff. Don't even sit over here today. Like,
they put a desk in the basement, like
I was like, wow. Like they like, don't even sit over here today. Like it's no point.
Yo, you better put your beats on. Yo.
Yeah, put your headphones on. Like just a bunch of nerds. So I was like, it's real though. What's the proper grace period that you can give somebody for Game of Thrones before it's just like, it's fair game?
You got exactly 12 hours. Yo, when I wake up when I wake up in the morning, if you ain't seen it, it's a wrap.
You vacate, man.
Yo, we had times in the chat, in the group chat, where we had to take it off out of the group chat because somebody ain't watching or whatever. Hey man, we just try to spare their feelings, or they had to put it on mute or something.
Just skip this.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it.
Shout out to the boy Billy Page.
Oh man, and Judasy. Oh man, he's the one.
Jon Snow, he's the one. Going triple platinum.
Before we get to the end of the show, again, we thank you everybody for listening to Tissue Entertainment. And tell a friend to tell a friend. At Tissue Entertainment, at us. Let us know how you feel about the show. One more thing, man. Is Lonzo Ball the one? Is he the one?
Oh well, he wears number 2, so that should tell you everything you need. No,
videos.
Well, I mean, it's way too early to tell. I mean, we're in like 4 games into the.
Well, no, I'm saying that from the standpoint of, at least from this draft class, like it seemed like they just automatically just anointed Fultz as the number 1 pick and kind of just roll with that, and then it just went that Lonzo was able to be a Laker. But when you're looking at these guys now, he's played about 4 summer league games. He played the best game of his life in the Kobe ADs. He played another decent game in the Hardens, and then he played 2 games in the Zo2s, and things didn't go out. I mean, he did have a triple double in the second game of those.
Another was Illmind.
Yeah, man. What do you just think about the circus and where it's heading for the season?
I mean, it's LA, so you already in Magic's there, so you already know it's one of those places where even if he wasn't playing good, the hype was still going to be there. Like he'll probably win Rookie of the Year, whether he actually deserves it or not. That's a whole nother discussion. But if they make the playoffs, or if he plays moderately well, he'll probably end up being the Rookie of the Year. Unless one of the other rookies just does something so phenomenal, like lead the league in scoring or something.
We see how the voters and I guess just the public is so enamored of triple doubles.
Yeah,
if he's able to get maybe 10 to 12 of those, and then his team, like you said, win some games. I think that award is pretty much.
It's LA. Those games gonna be on TV.
Right. I mean, he's already guaranteed a Christmas game for sure.
Oh,
I already know that.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Like it'll probably be Lakers versus Celtics, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta do that. And what I would love to see, just as my own personal, you get Sixers Celtics, you get Cleveland Golden State, and you get like Lakers Clippers, or Lakers Spurs,
Lakers Timberwolves.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Spurs Rockets.
Spurs Rockets.
The Thunder versus throw somebody else in there.
Thunder versus I was gonna say it had to be somebody in the West, because anybody in the East. we did.
No, you could do Wizards though. You do the Wizards.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So Christmas, we already got it planned out for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, no, you don't want to do Knicks if Melo's not there. So they
don't need to be on TV with him there.
But you gotta have that. I don't know,
that big draw.
Yeah, so we'll say Celtics Wizards, because they have that crazy rivalry between the two of them. Then we'll go Spurs Rockets, Cavs Warriors.
See, I'm thinking you gotta, if the Sixers.
No, Sixers Lakers as the late game.
Sixers Lakers in LA. Mm-hmm. Number 1 versus number 2. I like it. Plus Joel was talking all that shit. Yeah.
They find Joel 10,000. They probably just like, yo, chill. We know what we're doing, man. Don't take this to another. We're trying to set this up for Christmas, so just be cool. Although he won't be playing by then, so it won't matter.
Trust the process, vibe.
Trust the process. Hey, look, everybody, we appreciate you listening to the show. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely. Real quick, Bob, before we go, man, shout out to our homie, the tour guide, Torre, man. Congratulations, man. He's going to be bringing his talents to Revolt TV.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
13 jobs.
Yeah, all the jobs, yo. all the jobs.
Man, I'm happy for him, man. And Khaled has another gold album, man. Another one. Kendrick's tour is kicked off.
Aside got his first gold album, is what you meant.
Yeah, of course. I mean, one of many.
Yeah.
He's already up there with Jimmy Iovine. So
Young God Aside, he got 10 million. He got 10 million followers. He got the same amount as A$AP Rocky.
Maybe he needs to go to Under Armour.
Yo,
I know they're a Jumpman family.
Yeah. I'm about to say, Khaled ain't having that, yo.
Yeah,
that's like Z wearing a boys jersey. shit ain't rocking over here, B.
Hey, shout out to the Cowboys fans out there too, man. Y'all can get your heart broken again this season.
I can't wait.
Season, but
tell Zeke to keep his hands to himself, yo.
Yo, the streets want to know, man. Before we go, streets want to know. Can the extraordinary gentleman, can we get our season back, man? We kind of.
It's coming. Yeah, man. I wasn't focused, man. But I'm back.
We had like 5 Maddens in a row, and then we just kind of
Then this last one faded to Bolivian, yo.
So man, we're ready, man. I think Madden Day is like August 26th.
Yeah, man, it's almost here. Madden Day, August 26th. Yo, we should do a league. We should do a league podcast before we should do a podcast with the gentleman, yo.
Let's try to get it going, man.
Oh man, could you get Stu, Marv,
August 25th.
Yo, if we can get them on there, this would be crazy. Yeah. With the we gotta have a league podcast, at least one.
At least one. Dramatic. It's been a pleasure, man, as always.
You know what it is.
Take us out with the fandom.
Okay, gang. Man, I ain't got much. Just please tell a friend to tell a friend. Check us out on social media. We are at Tissue and the Tape. You know, we are the heat holders of the Tissue and the Tape podcast. We are curators of the culture. We do this for the love. We do this because it needs to be done. And who but us? And shout out to everybody making dope ass music, man. And just keep it going. You keep making it. We'll keep putting it out there to the people. We are content kings. We pride ourselves on getting that out to the world. And I ain't got much more to say, man. Moses' favorite album. we got our that show is actually, it did happen. We sat with the album for a while, and the podcast is coming out. It's being mixed as we speak. I'm putting the finishing touches on it, so it'll be available for consumption. Shortly after this one will be available, so you probably can double up. And definitely, if you got any other things you think we should be talking about, or you want to hear us talk about, hit us up at Tissue and the Tape, you know, or leave it in the comments, and we'll either talk about it or talk about you. No. Until then, you know what it is. Work for the money, live for the love, die for what you believe in. This is Tissue and the Tape. Respect heat holders.